because we want our audience to see who our characters are for real. And you've seen bits and pieces of our characters, but you haven't seen behind the curtains, behind the scenes, and how these characters live. How do they go to sleep? How do they make love? So we're so excited for you to see it and to get to know our characters better than before. Shall I say?
Sorry.
I was going to say, how's it going to be now that you guys can go explore everywhere with all the rings and everybody? I feel like everybody's going to be more split up than together.
Well,
At least that's my supposition.
chaos brings people together. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I guess there is. I think we do get to see a glimpse of Mars through the eyes of Bobby, and really kind of go into seeing how the opening of the ring gates affects a place where all they've wanted to do for the entire time is being terraforming. So it really changes people's perspectives on why they're where they are. What are the other things that could come of this? And so, yeah, I guess you see a lot of
Camaraderie.
chaos brings people together.
Chaos and camaraderie. Yes, absolutely.
Your characters, oh sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, your characters had such great rapport and camaraderie as we saw, fleeing from the ship and then all the adventures that you had together. But will your storylines intersect at all in season 4?
I think that Bobby really trusts Avasarala, probably the only person she really, really trusts, so it would be a shame to not see them back together.
She'd better get back to me. It's too scary out there.
Yes, we need each other.
Yes, exactly. I need a daughter and you need a mother.
Yeah.
I can easily adopt you.
Yes.
In
it'll be
both
match made in
cinema
heaven.
and TV.
Real life.
And real life.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Every morning I kiss her because I miss my daughter and my feelings for her is multi-layered. On the show, I really care for her, and I have a feeling that what Avasarala sees in her is her younghood, when she was the same age, and she realizes that this young lady has a lot of potentials if she's on the right track. In real life, I don't think like that, but I think like this young lady needs a good mother like myself that could just be with her and protect her. So that's how the relationship is, and we really audience likes our interaction, and we love it too. So we're hoping that we get to work with each other more and more.
Yeah.
Some of these questions are answered in the 4th book, so I'm wondering if there are going to be some surprises for book readers. Do you know?
Yeah, Bobby's not in book 4 at all. Not at all. And so the writers had the wonderful challenge, I suppose, of kind of putting me into a story that hasn't been written, but it was also really exciting for them because they could veer off and you get to see more of Bobby the human as opposed to the Marine in this season, and I really enjoyed doing it. I think you guys will really enjoy watching it. But yeah, it's all new material for Bobby. I think Avasarala, is she in book 4?
She's in book 4.
Yeah. So
but she wasn't in book 1.
Yeah.
Season 1, they decided to bring her. They borrowed bits and pieces from other books, and they brought her to the first book. The first season. But
it will
it will
surprise you,
eventually,
even if you have read the books.
Yeah. But this is what I love about this show, the human part of it. Because it is called science fiction, but I keep saying there's nothing fiction about this. If you look around, you could see what's happening in today's world is exactly what Expanse is suggesting that is going to happen in 200 years if we keep doing this to Mother Earth. So the human part of it is it's just incredible. I for one learned so much about it. If we carry on doing what we're doing, abusing our planet, this is where we're heading. Because no matter what, it's going to get cold. Let's be ready. Let's do not pollute the air so the children of our children can have a place to live in. And it's very Shakespearean to me. All the ingredients of Shakespeare is there. Rivalry, jealousy,
Greed.
absolutely. Greed. that's what Avasarala refers to when she talks about politicians, and she says, I'm a public servant, but not the one who's looking for a payoff from the private sector at the end of the day. And when I say that, when I read those lines, I realize it's so true, because whatever we're suffering today in this war is from corrupted politicians. All those thousands of people misplaced, displaced, is because of the corrupted politicians who are looking for some payoff from some private places. So I'm so happy to run these lines, to say these lines, and to send the message out there, not just in the free world, but also to the other half. Like, be careful. If you don't want the world to be run by the corrupted politicians, then you have to start now. Your vote matters. Start with, you don't need to go for the big vote. Start with local conventions, local votes. Vote for your congresswoman whom you believe in doing the right thing or saying the right thing. I love Elizabeth Warren, and I keep following her, see what she says next. So that's, we start small, but we do it all together, and then we get to the top of the mountain, and then we can do real important works for women, for people like us who would like to have it, saying in their societies, who would like to have a place in their society, not just come and go. Joe Turner's come and gone. August Wilson. No, we have to say something. We have to vote.
A really simple question. Where is your character starting off at the beginning of the season, can you say, and what has happened in the time frame between last season and this season?
It's as though we never left.
Really?
When we were back, we started working, we saw each other in the corridors, and we kept telling each other, it doesn't feel like we've been away for a couple of months. And this year, it really took longer than ever for us to get back for season 4. But I guess it's the story at the end of the day, that it's like we pick it up from where we left it off, and then we just start, telling the story together, and we don't know what the next episode is. We never know when the episode arrives. I'm dying to read it and see where we're heading now, what we're doing now, and that's how.
Can you give us hints that, like, you don't need to spoil the whole season, but what's your character's arcs this season, or your journeys?
Like, how do I?
Well, let's see. You get to know Avasarala more than ever before.
It's the same with Bobby. I think each character you see, you learn about them more in depth. You get to see like what their triggers are, what their insecurities are, what are they afraid of, what are their fears, and I think up until this point you've probably seen Bobby like be badass, and she's had vulnerable moments which I think are also badass. But this season you really get to see her grow and be really independent in the way that she thinks and the decisions that she makes, and it takes her on a really big journey that nobody will ever guess. Like, you won't guess what Bobby's doing this season, but you get to see Mars through her eyes, which I think, and
Same.
it looks amazing, by the way.
Same with Avasarala.
Mars looks so cool.
Her personal life, her relationship with her husband.
Yeah.
She's a politician, she's a mother, she's a wife, and it's just, you get to see how multi-layered this character is, which we all need to be nowadays. We need to play the game, or we're out of it.
Basically, they all become #relatable. is what happens this season.
Yes.
Speaking of relatable professional and personal lives, how are your lives affected by the canceling, possibly the renewal, and switching networks? Because, as an actor, do you find a new job, or do you hold out and wait? So how was that journey for you?
I'm a little bit of a que sera kind of gal. I understand that this industry can be quite fickle. It was devastating, of course, but I quickly thought, all right, well, I guess it wasn't meant to be, and on to the next. And so yeah, I was pretty optimistic about it, even though I was upset that I wasn't going to be with my friends. And I felt really bad for the team because they put so much work into it.
And then we wanted to tell the story till the end.
Yeah, and that was the hardest part.
But I always think that life is a journey from chapter to chapter.
Yeah.
When one chapter ends, the other begins. So I was upset, but then I thought, okay, it is what it is, as Stephen puts it. It is what it is. But when
I
they
guess we're
told us
similar
that,
in those ways.
Exactly.
We don't sweat
You're
the
in
small
New Zealand
things.
there.
Yeah.
I'm in Australia. Yes, we
We're
do
just
believe
like,
in
it's life.
kismet and serendipity, and all of a sudden we were told that fans saved our show, and I'm like, I'd never ever
That was
seen
awesome.
anything like this before in my life.
That was
Never,
awesome.
never.
I definitely popped a bottle of champagne when I found out.